What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett.
And I'm Lance.
This is Rants RS.
Please remember to leave a like, a comment, share, and subscribe.
Guys, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So please, if you like our videos,
Help us get there.
help us get there. We're almost there. Well, I say almost. We're getting close.
And as always, we're a channel for fans, by fans.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any thoughts, comments, you leave them down below. We'll get back to you. If you have
Requests.
suggestions of what you'd like us to do next, leave it down there and we'll get to it as soon as possible.
Yeah. I tell you that we're a channel by fans for fans. So write us a comment, send us a request.
We love the interaction.
Yeah, we love the interaction. So feel free to send us some a little comment from here and there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as far as
here we
episode
go.
8.
We're at season 2, episode 8 of the Umbrella Academy. Let's talk about it.
What did you think about it?
I like it. The show's starting to pick up.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of lost some steam with 5 and 6, but so far, 7's been good, 8's good. I had some things that kind of bothered me. I didn't understand why number 5 didn't realize that his older self would be at the Kennedy assassination.
I don't know
when
that
he was there and decided to quit on that job. Why he didn't think to?
I didn't really understand that either. I kind of felt like that should have been something that should have been the very first thing that he tried to do.
Yeah, I don't understand why he wasn't just like, hey, you know what, y'all? My older self's just gonna be here. We can go and steal this briefcase. We can get back home.
Yeah, I kind of felt like maybe that should have been like the whole thing of
I wonder
the
if
season.
it wasn't because he hadn't made that deal
What deal?
with killing the board to get out of there.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have ever had to have done that.
Oh, well, true, because the reason they did the whole... Yeah, you're right. The reason they did the whole, I'm going to go get the briefcase from my older self was because they didn't make it back in time in 7. That's right.
Yeah, see, so when it comes to that, I kind of felt like that maybe should have been like the whole thing of the season.
I feel like,
with that.
Well, in that case, I kind of feel like 5 screwed the pooch.
I kind of feel like kind of the episode, the part when it comes to his older version and him interacting, I think would have been actually a pretty cool thing to see. But I don't know. And then there's this one thing about Vanya. I did not understand how the sleeper or the FBI agent believed that she was a Russian spy because her name was Vanya. If she was really a Russian spy,
she would have changed her name.
Wouldn't she have gone by, like, I don't know, Annabelle or Susan?
Or Amy or
something along those lines. I mean, I've watched them.
Kind of common.
I don't know if any of y'all's watched the show The Americans. Come on FX for a long time. And it's where these sleeper agents, Russian sleeper agents, pretend to just be, American family. And and so their kid grows up American, all kinds of stuff like that. Well, anyways, that was just they didn't go by like Zelensky or some junk like that. They went through like Robert Morris or some junk like that.
Common American.
Yeah,
names.
so I kind of felt like maybe that was like a stretch. Like I didn't really quite understand that.
James
anyways.
Johnson or something. I get that. I get that. Why would she keep that name? Because you can't even put it on the amnesia thing because they don't even believe she has that. They think that's just part of her cover.
I mean, and the whole thing, America is a melting pot. I didn't really quite understand why the whole thing of her knowing Russian was clear sign that she was that.
And
that was stupid.
Maybe because in the 60s, not a lot of Americans had a foreign language like that,
Well, fair enough, but I mean...
but he did, because he spoke Russian to her.
I would have been like,
maybe you're a sleeper cell.
Yeah, like you know Russian. So, I mean, in that regard, that didn't make sense.
And then when they gave her the LSD, what was the point of eating the brain? Was that...
Okay, the LSD part was another thing that actually bothered me. Because I'm like...
That bothered me too, because how would that to hold up in court or what?
No, that would have... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would have never helped.
Been like, case dismissed.
Or would you have even... believed anything that she said?
Or back then, was there even like a judicial system like what we have now? Would they have even seen a case? Like they would have just locked her up in?
It could have been.
The Pentagon or something.
It being like, back in those days, it was all about Soviet spies and things like that.
There's rumors throughout
Yeah.
all kinds of fiction stuff that the Pentagon's just a big prison for.
Knowing that she had powers, they might never have let her go.
There's always those conspiracy theories where the Pentagon's a prison for people against the government that they can't just put in prison. But they have special powers and to get out, kind of like an X-Men. Remember that?
But I didn't also understand one thing about that, about the sleeper agent thing, was because of the. I couldn't figure out, why did they think that had... did they think it had something to do with Kennedy assassination? To attack Kennedy? Because she was just trying to run away with a woman.
Yeah,
I didn't really understand
when
that.
all that first happened, the assassination hadn't even... that was still a few days before,
Yeah.
There was a lot of questions with Vanya this episode.
The eating the brain thing. I didn't understand the whole eating the brain. I don't understand
if that was her subconscious is oh, you remember, you just don't want to. So if you eat your mind, you regain your mind. Or what that was about. If that was just a bad LSD trip or what.
Well, there was some really cool things. I know you brought it up during the video. Why didn't she just pick her feet up? When
we were watching the episode,
but then the LSD drops would probably be
that would throw you off.
But there
was some interesting things with her flashbacks though. It showed the woman giving birth in the pool.
So now we do know for a fact that was.
I had suspected that already.
Yeah.
But then when it showed me that, it was clear. And I watched this episode twice to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I never noticed the painting of Carl and Sissy and
that
Harlan.
was. So, what does that represent, do you think, in your mind? Do you think that's guilt?
I wonder if it's her subconscious is guilty for being a homewrecker.
Because, look, no matter what you think of Carl, Carl didn't beat his wife. He didn't
beat his kid.
Cheat her. He wasn't a deadbeat. He wasn't any of that.
He was kind of a douchebag, but he still let this complete stranger stay at their farm because his wife had hit her with the car.
Yeah, I know.
He could have been drop her off at the hospital and let's go.
Yeah, and then all he had to do was, you're right on that. So, it's not and he was very kind to her.
He did make the point that he was kind of trying to get rid of her. I put your
yeah, but you got a strange
person ad in the paper. How come your family hasn't claimed you yet?
Yeah, but but see, that's the thing though too. You kind of do the same thing.
And then when her brothers show up, how come he's not okay, well, aren't you with them?
I didn't understand that aspect. Well, but see, it was only Sissy that actually knew that.
Sorry, guys, my phone.
It was only Sissy that
turn
knew.
It on silent.
It was only Sissy that knew that. She didn't know that, or he didn't know that, did he? I was trying to think.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did.
You're probably right on that one.
So she didn't even tell him about that. So I kind of feel like maybe Carl gets a little bit of a bad rap to a certain extent.
I feel like it's stormy here, guys, and the shadows are kind of crazy. Sorry. But I kind of feel like his wife from the get-go was kind of... even before Vanya showed up, this woman was looking for a reason to jump. Because, she had already saved up money in case she needed to leave.
Yeah. So, that was already... That's the reason why I never really bought the whole...
I don't know if Vanya's really a homewrecker or not in that regard, because, she is... But that woman was looking for a reason, though.
Yeah, she was looking for a reason. So in that regard, yes, I will agree with you on that one. But to me, see, that kind of adds to the reason why I'm not really invested in the Vanya-Sissy relationship, because I kind of feel I don't know. I feel like Vanya would fall in love with anybody that gave her attention. I feel like Sissy would. I feel like Sissy...
She did with Leonard.
Yeah, I feel like if Sissy would have hit any of them with the car, she would have been trying the exact same thing with them too. Or
if anybody had hit her with the car, she was going to fall in love with that person.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like
I can see
one
that.
was her way out, and then and so forth.
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel in that regard. But another thing, okay. Speaking of the others, what is with Diego? Have you noticed that Diego doesn't have an obsession with Oswald anymore?
I did, but while we're still on the Vanya subject, how come if the building blew up, why would America automatically assume that's the Russians?
I didn't really... Okay, though that brings up a really good point, because I kind of felt that way too. Because wouldn't the girl hovering over the...
Yeah, if you see a building blow up and some chick flies out of it,
how is that really...
wide-eyed and stuff.
Yeah, how could you even call that assassination attempt?
I don't know if you're just going to go... I guess terrorist attack. They blew up a building. But But would you jump to... I wouldn't even say you could use the excuse, well, they thought she was a Russian spy, because the person who thought that was dead once the building blew up.
Yeah, but they would still...
Because it was all in the building.
Yeah, but there would still been people that would have known. Surely he had... It wasn't just him that believed that.
Unless all the people were in that building, though. If those were the only... Unless he called some of his supervisors back at FBI headquarters and was like, hey... I think we got a Russian spy here. Then other people would know.
And see, those are fair points.
But if he didn't, then everybody who thought it's dead in that building.
Yeah, no, so I mean, I don't really understand exactly how you could tie that back to the Russians anyway. Because I'm pretty sure the Russians back in those days didn't have flying people that blew up buildings. Or
I'm
now,
pretty sure
or any other time.
They didn't, or we would have heard about it, I don't know, somewhere in history.
So I mean, I kind of feel like maybe that would have been a stretch maybe to kind of blame them.
Back to, Diego with his obsession from the time he got to, 1963?
Yeah, that's all
all the way up to the first few episodes, all he could think about was finding a way, maybe not to kill Oswald, but he was going to cut off his trigger fingers because he can't shoot a gun without trigger fingers. I don't know. I feel like I could use my middle finger.
I feel like if I wanted to shoot somebody, I feel like that wouldn't stop me.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Kurt Cobain killed himself with his toes, so.
Yeah. So it's not as though, if you want something done, you'll get it done.
Yeah, but I mean, it went from him being completely obsessed with him to not talking about him at all anymore. All because, I don't know, he fell in love with Lila.
I didn't really quite understand that. I felt like the whole Lila thing kind of dissuaded him from his
like I said, I think
which his mission goal was stupid, so I'm kind of glad it did.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of cool with that.
And I feel like the main story of episode 8 focused around Vanya though, because then there was the
Harlan's
weird connection to Harlan. Like, I could understand she's a caregiver or whatever, so she has a connection. But when she gets mad because the mom and dad are talking about having sex in the kitchen or whatever, she busts the window and he grabs her and she calms down.
Well, see, I kind of almost thought it was the other way around.
But if it was him, he wouldn't have grabbed her. She would have grabbed him.
But then there's some kind of, her or his eyes. When she's being tortured, did turn.
That's what I'm wondering, if
white.
he had some superpowers before Vanya, or if she gave them to him when
because it seemed like there was a connection before. There seemed like there was a connection before, and it was more than just a caregiver.
When he would have his, I call them autism episodes because it seems like he's autistic. I don't know.
Yeah,
but she was always the one calming him down.
Yeah,
so there was already that connection there. You're right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of feel like maybe that wouldn't be a good excuse to kind of have the connection with Vanya, because why wouldn't he have that same connection with his mom?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, so I mean, I kind of feel there's that.
I don't know what
so either way, I kind of feel like, when it's that, that was something. But that was probably my biggest questions when it come to a lot of that. I don't know who's the one that actually broke the window on that.
Yeah, it kind of could go either way there. I really want to say Vanya, because he grabbed her and she stopped.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because she was clenched her fist and was shaking, and he reached over and grabbed her hand and she calmed down. Yeah. So I was thinking it was her.
You could very well be right. But let me ask you this: when it comes to for another one, what do you think of Allison's storyline? What did you think of her? And Ray's thing, I thought the kind of thing about the whole body removal thing was a little bit kind of weird on Herb's part.
It was more to help. I feel like it was more to help Diego.
You think it was to help Diego? See, he's really got a bond with Diego that I don't really know exactly where that comes about.
I think that in season 3, when Herb takes over that commission, I think he's going to try to travel to 2019 again, or if they make it back. I don't know if they're going to make it back or not, but if they do, he's going to travel in season 3. I think he's going to find Diego somehow and try to recruit him back to the commission.
I think Herb's going to be a bigger part in season 3,
because
I feel like they're setting Herb up for some kind of leadership. I think the handler's days are going to be numbered.
Well, the handler took over when she had 5 killed the board, and Herb's like, "Oh, we have a resistance."
Yeah, So
that's
like
why I'm saying I think Herb's
gonna take over.
I think Herb's gonna try to take over, and I think he's gonna want Diego to work for him.
Which that could actually be kind of a point, like in season 3.
I think that's
of
a little,
factions colliding if they.
Yeah, I think that's a little hidden clue that
Herb,
the Resistance is going to try to take over the commission. I think Herb is going to come in season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just predictions. I could be completely wrong. But
I mean,
I think he's going to come and try to get Diego to work for him.
What would be the point of showing the Resistance?
Yeah.
I mean, if not for that.
5 was always pretty much like a sniper assassin, where I feel like Diego's going to be the knives and stuff.
Speaking of assassins, how did the Swedes figure out just by what was it lilac or lavender scent on the thing about how that they found out that it wasn't Diego.
Was it this episode?
That it wasn't it was this episode, not the one before, where that they find out that it's the handler.
I don't know. That's kind of weird. Like, I don't know if they have, like, that's part of his powers, maybe. Is, like, he has this extreme scent.
I don't really understand. I didn't really
Because he was like, that. Smelt her in the spa, and she's like, lavender.
Yeah.
And so then he's like, lavender.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was kind of weird to me.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's looking at a picture of his brother, and then he looks over there at the canister. He smells it, and then all those little things pop up. Memories of, smelling, her with that lavender.
Yeah, that was weird to me.
Like, I thought that was weird, when he sniffed her, but now I kind of see why
I thought it was really cool that they included that when Grace goes snooping around, she finds the televator from the comic.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat, too.
I thought that was cool how
there's
they included that.
There's a lot of little Easter eggs.
But I feel like that's something that a big portion of the fan base is not going to catch. Because
I kind of feel like Diego is messing with time a little too much, because I don't know how things worked out, but I don't understand what his mission is of trying to break up Grace and Reginald. Like, is it to get back at Reginald?
I don't know if he was like intentionally trying to straight break them up, or just cause conflict for his dad. Like,
yeah, but I mean,
you should have known that it was gonna have serious.
I mean, so I'm looking forward. I think this is my theory. I believe that Diego's his things are going to be far-reaching, because, it seemed like she wasn't going to put up with Reginald. Like, at that point, like I felt like.
Well, she wasn't just gonna sit in the dark for sure.
I kind of felt like Reginald could have said something.
Oh yeah, he could have at least gave her something like, okay, these guys want to do this. I'm trying to stop it.
Yeah, I know.
And that wouldn't have been like, oh, I'm leaving you. No, she probably would have stayed because he was trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. And last but not least, and I have to get to this point. How did Klaus know what it was like to sleep with Baldwin?
Dude, I have no idea. That was just like a weird little joke, I guess, when Ben possessed him. But
it come off as weird.
But nothing came of it. Like, if they had talked a little deeper, maybe. But I don't know.
But either way, guys, I think that's pretty much it.
That's it for episode 8. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Off to episode 9.
If you have any suggestions for other videos you'd like to see, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because we are on the road to 1,000.
Take care, guys.